Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you survived FOMC. I didn't even watch it. Did not even watch it. A bit lackluster, but looking back at the charts now, you had some moves from when Powell was talking, basing at basically 400, a swipe right up to 600, all the way back down to 376. Then all the way up to 600, and then closing the session before the new session into about 528. And then we've gapped up since then. So like 250 point whip around just to take liquidity to really start today where we started yesterday, right? We're back in the same range that we had yesterday in Asia and London. Asia and London last night looks almost exactly the same. So as always, we're going to start on the daily chart and walk our way down. All right, so daily chart, what are we doing? Here is our weekly range. All right, this is our weekly range, high of week, low of week, all created on that bar from Monday. All right, I'm watching the ETFs closely because their bar starts here. So the gap on the ETFs much, much bigger. If we can get through this point here, we will go for a gap fill, all right, into around 850-ish, all right? So if we can break out and hold a retest, I'm looking for the gap fill. What am I very cautious of? Last night, we had earnings, all right? Tesla, massive miss, gapping up and holding. Nvidia selling back down. Meta had a big beat and is holding up very, very well. It swiped down yesterday to 633, then smashed all the way back up on the beat up to 718, all right, 718, and is holding gains around 700. So 700 is going to be key for it. Remember, we're in price discovery. These are all-time highs right now. Google with a gap up, but is starting to give back some of its gains. Apple has earning tonight after the bell. So you have to think about, is Apple, those last gains the last few days, of that been for a sell the news event, or are they going to be really, really strong? Time will tell, yet to see. Microsoft, big gap down, all right, reapproaching its lows. So we have to consider all these things on the Mag 7. Could be a little bit of a choppy day on the Mag 7 while they decide. So I don't want to get caught in this mindset of here's the low and a higher low and a higher low and a higher low and buying high on the session to get absolutely slapped and faded back down. This is really going to need to prove to me that it wants to move higher, because as far as I'm concerned, we are in range rotation, and I'm going to show you why right now. Let's move to the hourly chart. Make sure you can all hear me. So the hourly chart, here we've got our uptrend, all right? I want you to remember that on the hourly chart, this is from a breakdown, right? This is an island high. This is where buyers are currently trapped. So it's Sunday night, Monday, big breakdown, right? Higher high, higher low, intermediate, higher high. This is the higher low, in between, higher high, lower low, sweep everyone out, protect this, back to here. So if this builds liquidity, then yes, a gap fill potential up to here to retest this area where we know there is strong supply, right? Because they haven't been able to get out. They've all been underwater. If we start reclaiming all those areas, we're going to think about all-time highs. But, this really is nothing more than range rotation until proves otherwise, all right? This is an RBS level confirmed yesterday in that dip in, but from here, we're just rotating, all right? So maybe it rotates to here. Maybe it wants to come and check this level out again and rotate back up, right? So this can be a huge range, right? Basically from 400 to 700. No different till yesterday. If it lets go of 400, right? If it starts letting go of these guys in here, we can get a bigger wash down into here, this old point of control, and maybe even all the way down here. I'm not saying it does that today, but I want you to be aware of what's happening in front of you. To just blindly buy this today, you are asking to get slapped. All right, Tesla had bad earnings. It had a miss, but it's gapping up. If we go risk off in this environment, we can roll back down to the next level. If we're going to just sweep, we're just going to rotate between the two until one side is trapped. If too many shorts are trapped here, then we can exploit them. If too many buyers are trapped down here, then we can exploit them. All right, so that's half what I'm expecting today, is some choppy action until it proves otherwise. Also, we had news at 8:30, all right, and really, really cool number printed in. And you'll see that move at 8:30 on the 5-minute chart. Let's get into it. Where's 8:30? Right here. All right, big swipe, push, pull, soak, and drive up. So now I'm thinking I have to watch this overnight range. We have London high, right? Asia drove up, gapped up. London held midpoint of Asia, swept Asia high, has now failed against yesterday's high, right? Same level, swept previous day high, failed and come down. So if we've swept previous day high and we're going to get weak, where are we going to go? Right? If this is a sweep of this, where are we going to go? We're going to trap buyers and we're going to rotate. Right? So I'm very, very aware of that. This level in here, 580, 600 is key. If we start failing this, then I'm thinking maybe we come down to this anchor, this 20-day, and this anchor. I am not going to be an early buyer in this market. Right? There's no way I'm buying this market in here up high before it's broken out, retested, and confirmed that it wants to go higher. This can easily rotate back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and we know how frustrating those markets can be. So today is going to require some patience. VIX gap down, right? VIX has gapped down underneath 16, leaving that gap from sort of 1650 to 16. It is in old demand. If it fails these levels, it can come and retest 1520. So I've got one eye on the VIX there. To put this into numbers for QQQ, QQQ for me will need to really break 525 and show strength and a base above. Then I'm going to think about that gap fill to 528, all right, on the QQQ. On the SPY, really it's got to break above 60560 and show me strength for that move into 607s, all right? Otherwise, we're just thinking about potential range rotation on the QQQ and SPY. ES, very much the same, all right? Really, it's got to break above 6,012, all right? And then show me that it really wants to go to 6,025 and 6,040. Otherwise, range rotation will continue from that 612 to 6,073. And if it fails that, back down to previous day low of 6,040s. All right, so these are the levels I'm watching today. I'm watching these zones. I'm watching the rotations. I'm not going to get trapped in this as a bull. That doesn't mean I'm instantly thinking about a fade, but I'm not going to blindly buy this when I think the earnings were far from good last night. The earnings really weren't good. The Tesla earnings were shocking, absolutely shocking. And some of them had decent earnings and were guiding lower, all right, or guiding for misses next quarter. So we just have to see how we shake out this morning. All right, as you can see already, swept this high, probably trap bulls up here and already fading down to support. All right, if we get under this, or I'm going to have to put you into mainstream. If we get under this, like I said, then we're going to look for next level down. We're just looking left for those levels. So I have a anchored view up here from yesterday's pivot low. If we fail that, if we fail this H1 trend, then we're looking at a wash into previous day low in this old anchor. Lots of opportunities both side of the tape today, I would say, but I'm just going to let it shake out first 5, 10, 15, maybe even 30 minutes. Let it show me what it wants to do. If it wants to do an initial balance rotational day, that's absolutely fine. We will play that rotational day and we'll set up the liquidity to be used either in an afternoon session or tomorrow if it's going to do that. So let's get through the chat now. Morning, everyone. Morning, Chris, Jeff, Mindful Matters, DJ Noah, Peter, Idris, Miguel, TR, Glenn, Thumper, Jack, Aaron, and BU. Thank you for joining, everybody. Looking forward to trading with you today. So we've got a plan here. We're thinking until proves otherwise, all right, we can just keep rotating between these ranges, right? And if it lets go of one range, then we're looking for level down potentially into the next range. So the next rotation would be like this here, or if it gets above this, we can rotate, turn this into support into this gray box, which is the gap, retest supply. I would not want to be a buyer anywhere near these levels up here. All right, so that's kind of what I'm thinking about this morning. I hope that makes it nice and clear for you. We are printing underneath the VWAP currently, and we check the other indexes, see where we're positioned on those. Yeah, the spiders are also now under VWAP. ES now also under VWAP, just about. QQQ also under the VWAP. From the 9:30 print, we will do a new anchor VWAP to see where we go. And I'm just going to let this do whatever it wants. Like we said, most of my eyes today are drawn to this H1. All right, I'm really, really focused on this H1. Currently stuck underneath overnight point of control. Do we need to retest yesterday's point of control and anchor VWAP, which will be trend as well? This will be the H1 trend. So lots of reasons to think we might want to go down there and back test it. If enough shorts are caught, right? If we have enough shorts caught in the market from Monday, all right? If they were short here, and if they tried to force the short here, their stops are here, then this move can happen violently and quick, and I will join for that move if it proves to me it wants to do it. But today, have to be cautious, right? Because we still have to think about this right here. Let me show you. We have to think about our positioning right here. Momentum currently is upside, but location is not very good. Right, location for dip buys down here for the rotation was good. I don't really love buying in the golden pocket, so it's really going to have to prove to me if it wants me to buy high today. Going to have to see that momentum come into the market and attack the upside and really show me that it's going to get going. Yes, Aaron, I see that this morning. Unfortunately, without me knowing, Google have rejected my identification, maybe because it's English, so they want proof of my address. I'll sort it out after stream today and it'll be fine. It'll be back for tomorrow or Monday. No stress about it whatsoever. It's going to be absolutely fine. So dips holding there, interestingly, firing off the dips there. Let's see what we get at the open. We're just under a minute away. I'm going to have a quick flick back through. Apple finding some bids driving to VWAP. Microsoft getting absolutely tanked. Amazon straight back through VWAP, trying to find a breakout today. Google the same, back through VWAP, trading back towards that 200 mark. Meta trading through VWAP, trading back upside. Nvidia just can't get going. And Tesla continuing to squeeze. You've got to think shorts are caught off guard there on Tesla. It had bad earnings, bad guidance, but it's continuing to move upside. So if that goes for a screamer today, shorts might get a little bit burnt there. So got a little eye on that. But again, they can easily trap the puts at the open if they want to do that breakout. They're going to be forced to cover. So SPY just traded into previous day high here on the ETFs. QQQ holding above previous day high on the ETFs. Here's the open. Let's see what we get here. Complete mixed bag in the Mag 7. All right, so opening up, Tesla 5.7% up at the open. Nvidia 0.25% down. Meta 3% up. Google 1.8% up. Amazon just under 0.5% down. Microsoft 5.5% down. Absolutely obliterated on its bad earnings and bad guidance. And Apple about 0.25% down. So a complete mixed bag. So like I said, happy to let this shake out, make its decision on what it's doing. Google trying to reclaim some levels here. It's through 200 already. That was the key level we're talking about. So can it hold gains over that? And watching the VIX here versus 16. Well, yeah, Elon was talking about the driverless cars, basically. That was his main point. Driverless cars in Texas and California, and then how the new models will be cheaper. So the whole way that they are looking to grow and expand will change. A real mixed bag here. Like I said, I'm not interested in trading the midpoint of this range. I'm just going to wait. Let it make its mind up here. Trading back towards point of control. Can remove this high here because we already took it earlier. And are they going to go for a breakout here and hold? Still very, very choppy. Apple about to go green. That's a big move on Apple. Amazon about to go green. That's really good. Nvidia trying to go green. Whole market looks like it wants to go green, other than Microsoft, which is in a bit of struggle here on the Microsoft. Softy in big trouble. Yeah, Mindful Matters, thanks, mate. Yeah, everyone hit the like button underneath, hit subscribe. Let's get this stream going nice and early here. So are they going to hold gains here? Apple looking really good here. Nice recovery into its earnings tonight. Remember, Nvidia trying to go green as well. So Microsoft's going to be the only one lagging. The question is, can these all hold their gains? Are we going for new highs here in the market? Are we going to go for that gap fill in the market? And most of them are dancing around that green to red, red to green area right now. Watching here, is it going to be able to base and create liquidity for this and create liquidity for this? Or is it just going to continue to rotate? Like I said, no reason to force your way into this market right now. Oh, sorry, I left you on the wrong screen for the open. Terrible. So let's put the New York Open in here as well. And let's do an anchor off that as well, just so we have an idea. I'll do that white today. Okay, so the rotation continues here. Dancing around VWAP and New York Open right now. Morning, Christy. Remember, if this wants to move lower, it can go and back test that 570s, that level. If it's going to hold, it's going to need to put some form of trap in, soak, and really drive higher. Not an easy move to do. It's just range rotation right now, not proving anything. Microsoft getting absolutely hammered. Nvidia now 1% down. Microsoft now 6.2% down on the day. All right, so mixed bag in tech at the open. Thinking about how do they rotate? If they rotate, where do they come to? Lots of lows here at sort of the 605 level. Not much liquidity on the book. Let's have a look. Biggest buyer right now all the way down at 500. All right, biggest buyer down there. 100 lot down there. Amazon now 0.5% down. Nvidia now 1.2% down. That market tried to go red to green on lots of these names and has found some supply up there as they start to rotate. Watching these H1 levels. So underneath overnight point of control. Yesterday's value area high 586 if they really want to trade all the way down into it. Some weakness here at the open. So shoves in the morning have failed so far. Watching these Asia lows. Yesterday's pullback into 577, that kind of area. See how, if and how it reacts into there. If and how it reacts into there. Microsoft 5.5% down. Amazon now almost 0.75% down. Nvidia 1% down. They're continuing to find weakness in these markets. Like I said, expecting range rotation, we're starting to come towards that blue box now. Now, the question is, do they find bids there, or are they going to rotate way, way further down? Have they caught buyers off guard at the top, trying to force it up? The biggest order on the book is down at 500. That is a long way down. It's another 100 points down. But we know in this market, things can move pretty quick. We like it does 100 points in seconds if it really wants to. Watching the ETFs here as well. They're just fading VWAP right now. And they're coming into that sort of afternoon and after hours pullback level on the ETF. So watching to see if some bids come in here to try and absorb ahead of this blue box here. Really technically should drift lower first, but it doesn't need to do anything right now. It's just building liquidity. And today's the kind of day I expect it to build liquidity. QQQ trying to hold previous day high here on the ETFs. I'm just talking about the ETFs here. Previous day high, much higher on the actual, can't get my words out, on the futures. So watching to see if and how we react at VWAP here. All right, VWAP, I can probably get rid of this VWAP here because it's trading at exactly the same place as the others today. So are they going to reclaim VWAP and try and trigger a squeeze? ES looking pretty good here. Watching to see these sellers. Some selling at 700. It's a little way away and not a huge order. Still making lower lows and lower highs in this first session. So we've had a push and fail so far. This can still fail, but if they reclaim this and start to attack this, then maybe a squeeze is on. Otherwise, this can build out, reject, and come lower into this demand pool. So watching VWAP carefully here. Coming into it right now. ES looking pretty good. Apple gone green again. Amazon almost 1% down now. Microsoft 5% down. Here's through VWAP. So are they going to start to trigger the squeeze here? I am watching this carefully to see if they are looking for a squeeze trigger here. Can they go through maybe 50s? Reclaiming flow zone is looking pretty good. See if they take out that high of day, if that was a dip, and if they can expand the current New York session high, then we can look for that move into previous day high, into that red block above. All right, so looking good back up here as they attack the top side of this range. Question is, they will need to build some form of liquidity now. They will need to build something like this to go here. I'm surprised they didn't need to come down here to do that deep move first. But like I said, previous day high on the ETFs was here. So the cash held. All right, so having an understanding of the ETFs is important. QQQ tested previous day high on the ETF and held. So cash players coming into the market there. Real mixed bag across the board, though, what I would say. Tesla now up 3%, giving a little bit back. Nvidia 1.4% down. Meta 4.3% up. Google 2.1% up. Amazon 0.8% down. Microsoft 5% down. And Apple flirting red to green, green to red. Red to green, green to red. All right, so still just inside a 72-point range to start the day. Thoughts on FOMC yesterday? No real thoughts there, mate. Just nothing really to take from that. Yeah, feeling a lot better today. Thank you, BU. Enjoyed taking most of yesterday off. And I'm glad I walked away. I was saying to my wife, very happy that I walked away. Could feel frustration building. I got even more annoyed when I saw the market fade all the way, well, do the IB play from IB low to VWAP and then fade into 425, which was what I was looking for yesterday. But I don't think I would have got it. I think it would have caused myself some pain yesterday because my head was not in the game. So I was glad I walked away. Got a big lift in the gym, did some meditation and breath work, did some other work, and enjoyed the afternoon in front of the telly, to be quite honest. So rotation continues. Like I said, they will need to put in some form of pivot here if they're going to have a chance of this move. If they fail to do that, then we can just go from here, 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 and continue. So they need to put some form of pivot in around here. So mixed bag on the Mag 7. We are expecting a mixed bag. Look at the Mag 7. We're expecting that. So we are expecting a range rotation between these boxes, right? Well, it just starts to build out. Look at the 5 minute, even more ugly, right? Just range rotation. H1, range rotation. Nothing confirmed here at all. So this will be the pivot. If it can do it, it will need to flag here and hold. If it fails to do it, then it might just give up the gains and go for a rollover. Watching MAG very, very, very carefully here. It's a nice hold so far on VWAP. Still very early in the session. Okay, you're only 12 minutes in the session. ES has relative strength again on the day. Failing back down there, so rotation continuing. This is your range so far on the session. All right, this is your range outside of the session. This is your range in the session. This is your range outside of the session. So just continuing to rotate here. Like I said, I'm not in a hurry today. I want to just let it do what it wants. If it shows me that one side's trapped, then I'll be more interested in playing. Right now, it's not showing me. ES has got a bit further to come back down towards VWAP if it's going to hold. What did it clear out? Not everything. Good morning, Aid. Morning, Marek. Morning, Christy. Hope you're all good. Just letting this shake out here. I really don't have a bias today. Like, if it wants to go for that gap fill, I'll play it. If it wants to rotate and give up this demand area underneath and come back down, test old point of control and trend, happy to play that also. What I don't want to do is just get chopped up in the middle. Nice bounce there. ES didn't even make it to VWAP there. That's good volume coming in this candle as well. So can we reclaim New York Open? You see how key New York Open is right now. VWAP and New York Open key for a drive higher. They will need to hold this and sustain bids for a drive higher. If they fail to do that, we can get weak. That's 650, that sort of whole number there. Not much on the tape today, honestly. Like, no big lots. Biggest lot is like an 86 lot down at 500, really. Not very impressive. So on that last pullback, SPY found a bid on VWAP. They are trying to flag here to go, but still inside the range, inside internal range and inside the external range. Point of control right above us still. Point of control from overnight still sitting at 58. So can they reclaim point of control for a drive up into supply? Can they hold that New York Open? Or do they keep getting heavy versus it? Every attack on this so far has failed to break to the upside convincingly. Remember, you're looking for conviction in a flag. You're looking to volume to come in. They're having another go here. 50 key remains key. Selling point of control again there. So they keep failing up into that POC. They keep failing in and around 50. Back and forth continues. All right. If they can build enough momentum, if they can trap enough shorts here, they will get that upside move up towards 700 if they can get enough. Here's the flag. Another attempt on this 1 minute candle then. Watching this in. I'm in small size here for a momentum play upside. Stop already in the money. Not willing for this to come back under 50. I want to see it hold the whole number. A very tight stop because I want to see it hold that hold number. It cannot come beneath 50 for me. Want to see them hold that whole number. ES looking very good here. Much more strength in ES as it looks to take out high of day right now. Got to be careful here because I know I'm buying high. This is the one thing I wanted to be cautious of. So stop is in the money at 50. Clear out from ES there. It's already peaked through high of day in the New York session. Expecting NQ to do the same. Needs tech to help it out. There we go. Beautiful. So can we clear out this level into 70 and then drive up towards 700s? Looking good. There we go. Bang. Just through those first lot of stops. Starting to clear now. Looking good. So looking for that drive now towards the 700s. Obviously, if we convert this, if we get through this and base, then we're thinking about higher prices. If we fail up here, we've got to watch that rotation back down. Beautiful trade. Thank you very much. Lovely, 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 lovely. So 40 points in the money now. Beautiful. Watching previous day high here. That red line. Be careful. You don't want to buy too high up here. Nice trade to start the day. Can we turn this supply into demand now? Remember, you do not want to be buying up high up here. You are asking for trouble if you are buying high up here. We know this is strong supply. Doesn't mean we can't change it, but you almost rather let it break out, come back inside, retest and hold. What you don't want to do is buy 50, 60, 70 points higher. Here we go in towards the 700s. Previous day high tagged there, taking some off. ES has got a little way to go to get to its PDH. We're looking so good here, team. I would love a breakout and pullback here. Some way of getting re-involved with some more size. Yeah, out PDH. Very nice there, Peter. Good work. So remember, we talked about this. It would need to build here and break out here. And then we need to see it build some structure here now, really. If it just keeps squeezing higher, it's going to be really hard to get involved. Which it is. So taking out London high now is the next level, which we're about to pop through. And low-hanging fruit's now gone. So through this, really, we're looking for gap fill and that trade up into here. Gap fill into 780s and then 850s. I'd like to see it build some structure out here for me to get involved in the longs. I want to be careful that this isn't a sweep to just fade. We're looking for pullbacks now to get involved with. Just continuing to squeeze here. So just holding runners as far as I can right now until it gives me an opportunity to buy back in. The next level all the way up here. We need some structure to be built, right? We want some structure to be built above this level. We need something like this for us to get involved in now. It's just keep squeezing. So just keep holding runners all the time. It's squeezing. Shorts are absolutely cooked here, which is amazing. Market's starting to really pump. Shorts are absolutely cooked here. Boom. What a trade. Jesus. Almost 100 points like that. Like I said, it can happen very, very quickly. The gap above is supply. Well, this is supply. This is just the gap. All right. So, and then supply starts here. This is where they're stuck from here. So looking like we're going to reprice that whole move from Monday. So I still would like a pullback here. I really do not want to think about chasing all the way up here. We've also got to watch ES. ES coming into previous day high. So once ES takes previous day high, then all the low-hanging fruit for this first move has gone. And the only thing left then would be the gap fill to supply. ES didn't quite make it yet. So looking for a pullback to get involved in. The deeper, the better here. If it can come and test somewhere around here, that'd be great. Somewhere into around the high 690s and 700s would be fantastic. Let the flow zones catch up a little bit. A nice trade there, team. If you all took that with me, you should have locked in some easy money this morning. Jeff, big W's. Yeah, I love it, team. Great work. Nice, Jonathan. Same guys, every day turning up, making money. Love to see it. Miguel, don't worry. No big deal. Need a pullback here. Come on, market. Give us a pullback. Give us something. I want more size on. I want more size on, please. There's an order now all the way up at 900. Nice thumper. Good work, team. Good work, everyone making money there. Nice clean breakout. We just waited for the liquidity to be built, and then we attacked it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So ES looking to take out its previous day high. I really want a pullback here to get involved in before ES takes out previous day high. Otherwise, I become, oh, moving my supply block accidentally. Otherwise, I become less interested. What I don't want to do is chase high. Remember, our entry was all the way down here. What we don't want to do is be buying up here. We need a pullback towards some support or towards some RBS level to get long. Buy up here, you are asking to get murdered. All right, you're asking for a big, big slap on the wrist. buying up here. Need that pullback. This was a squeeze out. This was shorts getting stuck. That's exactly what that was. Like I said at the beginning, I need to know one side is stuck. Once I know one side's stuck, I'm way more interested in playing. So here's 730s. How far can we come? Can we come down towards 700s? Maybe even deeper. Maybe that London high, somewhere around that. The deeper, the better for me, in my opinion right now. I would love like a very, very deep wash in this to get long. I'm not thinking about shorts right now. I'm looking for a deep wash to then think about buying back up. Yes, not getting to previous day high yet. Do we recheck our previous day high level down here in these flow zones? Do we find bids there? Remember, squeeze up can come all the way back down just as quick if it wants. If it wants to come all the way down here, it can. We're in range rotational market, remember. 7 minutes until we get a new H4 and H1 as well. So back towards PDH. Seeing if there are buyers on the tape anywhere, not much. Still flushing. PDH here, flow zones, but really the structure is way deeper, isn't it? Other than the higher time frame structure. Most of the structure that we broke out from is here. So squeeze up can come back, see if it holds it. If it fails this, then we go in for a full rotation back down, like I said. We can go into a failed breakout type of market. You need to be careful. Can Mag 7 get going here or not? If that's it for the day, then we've got the best move. I would like to see it hold and have another go to go higher, but what I'd like and what it does are not necessarily the same. So trying to hold that PDH, trying to hold the flow zones, right? Looking to see if we can reclaim now. Watching ES. Watching the mag. It's still mixed bag on the mag. I'd like to see Amazon go green. I'd like to see Nvidia have another go. So here's the deep pullback that we were talking about. Can we hold now? Can we drive higher? What is this market capable of doing today? Can we go for that gap fill? Can we hold 700s now? Beautiful. Want to just see this squeeze back to highs now off that dip. Do not want this to fail into 23s. Need to be careful because this was a big kill candle here. So you don't want it to fail this and roll down. That would be a 2-leg. If it needs to come here and find support, that's great. If it fails this level here, it uses liquidity lower. But right now I want to see this hold for a reattempt higher, and I want to see ES go for previous day high. A nice deep pullback there, working out very, very well so far. Oh, Crawford, I'm up. Of course I'm up. I was long for this move. All right, I'm long for this move, and I'm looking for ads in here right now for a bullish structure to go back to the upside, maybe for gap fill. If it fails here, I'm not going to take it. If we can start to reclaim, I'm looking for higher prices, and I'm watching. Oh, what the hell's happened there? And I'm watching ES to take out previous day high. We're looking very, very, very strong. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. That's all I'm saying right now. Go, 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 go. Get your ass up there through the highs and then go and take out all the levels above. Go and go for the gap fill, and then we can trade into 850s. Yes, looking good. Nice, Jeff. W with a runner. Yeah, I love it. So if we can get it, team, we're going to go for this gap fill. It's grey box. It's the start of the gap. This is supply. This is the end of the gap, if we can get it. Needs to put in a bullish pattern now. What is going on today with these drawings? The ES failing up there again. So if we're going to go two-leg pullback, God, my drawings are everywhere. If we're going to go two-leg pullback, remember we have to be careful for a failed breakout. Those in Discord, we talked about it. Be careful of a failed breakout. If it comes back into here and it can't hold, we will use this liquidity under New York Open to go back down. This is level 1. This will be level 2. All right, but really, we want to see this hold to squeeze higher. Why can't it undo my drawings today? What is going on, TradingView? This is going to take me ages if it does it like this. Maybe I need to... Where's my lock? Lock all drawings. Maybe that's why. There we go. All right, so I'm risk off right now. Just waiting. So, a nice trade to start the day. I did add a little bit in here, smaller size. And like I said, if it can't base above here, I'm risk off. Couldn't get above that. That was the transition, right, where buyers got stuck. This transition candle here. So we repriced in. They're selling this back down. We're going to come back down into these levels here. New York Open, VWAP, and this sort of level here that we broke out from. It needs to bounce there to have a chance. If it fades into this, I'm thinking lower prices on the day. Oh my God, man. I don't understand. Anyone know why my drawings would not delete when pressing Control Z? This is the first day I've ever had it. It's going to make it a nightmare to teach you lot. If I can't press Control Z to delete these when I'm teaching, this is going to be a real pain in the ass. Look how much time that's just taken up to delete them. Okay, back to VWAP. So far, now I'm thinking failed breakout, all right? Because ES, we had divergence up here. ES didn't take previous day high. Yeah, it won't let me delete these. Very odd. So either two-leg pullback or failed breakout. I almost don't want to draw it now. Stay in drawing mode. Lock all drawings. Maybe that. What happens if I do it now? Can't draw. No. I have no idea, team. Something going on today. Always a tech issue. Okay, so either two-leg pullback. If we fail VWAP, fail New York Open, all right, then we're going to attack probably the Asia low into 57s, which is what it looks like might be doing now. Craig, I think it's currently $85 for a lifetime or 110 a month. So you might as well do the lifetime. So SPY, QQQ, all coming back into their range that they created in after hours and pre-market. So honestly, we've had the nice easy trades today already. They happened early in the session. Got that squeeze up. Lack of continuation above so far. Make sure we're referencing back to H1. You have a new H4, H1 bar here. So this bar here was a failed breakout. This bar right here. Failed breakout. We want to see a base above and hold to go higher. If we start letting go of these levels here, we can come and attack here, right? Wash these guys out, come and attack here. This is a VWAP off yesterday's low. If we fail that, we're going to come back down to point of control, right? So if we fail value area high and anchored VWAP, we will come back down to point of control and trend. If we fail that, we come down to the next block. It would keep back testing. Its job is to build liquidity between this red and blue block, all right? It's building liquidity. So it explored that, popped all the shorts for that squeeze up, maybe trapped some buyers now. It will come back down towards here, and it will see if buyers are in the tape here and if it can trap shorts. If it aims to go higher, it will trap shorts to go higher. If it's aimed to go lower, then this is enough probably to trap bulls to now rotate all the way back down. And it's just making its mind up. Now, we're not in a trend day because we're not above anchored VWAP, point number one. We're not above, as in on the session, we're not above VWAP on the session. we're basing at the New York Open, and we're midpoint really between supply and demand after a failed breakout. And we have Mag 7 completely split. All right, Apple now 0.2% down on the day. Microsoft almost 5% down on the day. Amazon 1/3% down on the day. Google 2.6% up. Meta 4.4% up. Nvidia 1.2% down. Tesla 0.5% down. Complete mixed bag, which helps you identify likely to be more choppy, right? Likely to be more choppy. Here you go. So failed breakout and now failing back inside. Right, so where are they going to attack? Probably the London low that we talked about. Sorry, Asia low. Probably back down to 576. So coming towards our low of day right now, it's going to get heavy quick if they've trapped a lot of buyers up there. So range rotation continues in the market. There's lots of indicators on TradingView, mate. Lots of free indicators. I don't personally have one that I make, but there's lots on TradingView. Back into PDO, PDC kind of levels right here. All right, previous day open, previous day close right here. And this blue line is where we had buyers show up yesterday. Feel like they're just going to get heavy and wash through a lot of this now. But again, range rotation, it can be aggressive and fast. So failed breakout of the highs. We caught the squeeze up for that. Now do they come and attack the lows? Don't want to be short too late in the game down here. But look how quickly this has moved. The expansion from VWAP down here happening in 1 minute. So yeah, lots of indicators on TradingView for free that would do that for you. Into PDO kind of levels here. Are they going to snap for that run lower now? Or do they just base here? You'd like to see it really come and attack lower now. We've got this anchored view up here and previous day open. But if they do a range rotation, then they go back upside and back downside, and they keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again until they've got more people stuck, which is exactly what they're doing today. Right, so one side to the other, one side to the other. But you kind of expect this to come and sweep now. Oh, we did sweep there. Sorry, we did sweep Asia already. Where did I have Asia marked out? Into 78. So already swept Asia. So now we've swept London and swept Asia. And if we let go, then we have this anchored view up. And if we let go of that, we have trend. And if we let go of that, we can come back down into lower demand. Sell it on the tape now up at 800. This is hilarious that they're just rotating that far from side to side. So 185 point range on the day so far. Kind of expecting lower prices, but it might need a pump higher now before it does it. Kind of expecting this to give a little fade down into these sort of blocks down here now, just based on the strength of this move. But it might need a pump back up first. And if it pumps too far first, shorts are going to get caught in the hole down here. And they're going to have to get an exit and a squeeze back up towards VWAP. And it's just going to keep doing the same. That's the name of the game today. I think we said it at the open. And I think we said it, definitely said it on Discord. I'm expecting just range rotation between these two blocks, red and blue blocks. Gut says we might go lower here, and it could happen very, very fast if we do it. But watching these lows, watching to see if they bear flag this and break, or if they're just going to trap here and need some relief first. That whole number 75s. Yeah, guys on the tape down at 25s and down at 500. So it feels like I might want to drift down towards those levels. We are into that sort of afternoon, and where is this pullback level yesterday? 520s. Oh, it's so messy from looking at the structure from yesterday in that FOMC. It's just so whippy between 388 and 600. That's crazy, the structure of that, looking at it on like a line chart and 5-minute chart. Watching this to see if they do a bear flag here. Again, you are at lower day, so it's not ideal. Jonathan Mooney, bam, 800 on my funded account. Great work, mate. Great work. So you're thinking about, is there a bear flag here? You have to respect that this is demand. It's almost better to get underneath it. We have anchored view up here, previous day open, previous day close. Maybe it wants to do a quick snap into some of these levels. But again, oh, fuck, I can't delete these. This is really starting to bug me now because it's making it very hard for me to teach you. Almost like I might need to do a computer reset here. If anyone knows why this wouldn't work, please let me know. So here we go. Potential bear flag here for a breakdown. If they don't get a break of structure, remember that's where shorts will get trapped. They'll get trapped down here if they fail to get a break of structure. You've got a kill candle down here being absorbed. They need a break of structure lower, otherwise they will get trapped. So shorts will need that break of structure to the downside here. Has it, Miguel? Okay, that's so it's not just me then. So there's some bugs on the system. It's bloody annoying. It was fine until today. Now, every time I press Control Z, it doesn't do anything. And I haven't changed any shortcuts. Protecting that low so far at 65s. There is liquidity lower at 25s and 500. So the question is, does it need a big relief bounce here because shorts are trapped in the hole before it goes lower? Or are they going to just hold this blue box and go back up towards the red box and view up? Also very, very possible. I would draw a bear flag out for you, but I can't right now because it would just take me ages to delete it. But something back into these flow zones maybe. And if they squeeze back to view up, I'm not taking longs. I'm thinking we get one move further lower here. But I don't like the short down here in the hole. All right, because we are in demand. We are at anchored view up. We're at previous day open. We are holding key levels. Even though I think it can go lower. Trump to speak at 11. Is he really? I didn't even see that on the schedule. What's he talking about, Miguel? Do you know? What's it scheduled for? Oh. Oh, okay. The helicopter airplane crash. All right. So most of market red. Tesla now going red. We're trying to go red to green, green to red. It's just dancing around there. Nvidia 1.7% down. Meta and Google, the only things green, everything else red on the day. Like we said, if shorts get trapped down here, it will get some relief back towards view up. We did just sweep Asia. So we've swept London and Asia now already in this session. We're only 40 minutes into this session. So we've already swept both sides. Likely range rotation continues here. These are the days which I don't really like. So I feel like we got the best trade in the session already. So reapproaching its view up here. Obviously squeeze through view up, then the shorts get really stuck. Holding that anchor view up really well, sort of down here. Point of control, 652s. Did we test? We did test the old value area high that we talked about. ES trying to trade through VWAP. I mean, this is just madness to try and trade this right now. The range, very, very quick to move. 185 points, which I guess is kind of small compared to the last few days. But it's just how quickly fail breakout and then straight down and then stuck in the hole at this blue level we had marked in and then straight back up. Once they squeeze, probably straight back up. If they reclaim this, all the way back up. If they fail this, back down and retest the low. I mean, it's, yeah. Good luck trading this with like size. Yeah, he might talk about other stuff. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what he's going to talk about? Okay, so here we go. Do we get this bear flag now? Do shorts get their way? Do they get that bear flag? They would need a break of structure of 63s, remember. Watching this closely. Flow zone's holding really well. It feels like they want to break down lower here. I'm going to be honest, but it's just very hard to think about pulling a trigger in demand above the anchor. Ugh. Right, what if I take all this stuff off? Can I draw it now? Let me just check. No. So something's gone wrong with the shortcut. It doesn't like Control Z today. Yeah, definitely. In range rotation, well said, Ramus. Range rotation is a see money, take money type environment until proves otherwise. I think it was the first thing I said in chat this morning. Put the chat up so you can see what you're missing out if you don't have Discord. Marking out the levels, starting to rotate ranges more and more and more. If a H1 pullback level continues, buy location not ideal on this leg, but if we break out and hold, there's gap fill potential. Could easily backtest lower still. Monday candle, key on the daily. VIX gapping down. Apple earnings after the bell. Tesla weaker on numbers. Nvidia giving back the after hours gains. Microsoft down on earnings. Meta up on earnings. Not bringing a huge bias into the session. Numbers came in cooler. We're stuck in range. 725 key. Breakout of that and hold can trigger a gap fill to 850s. Failed breakout can result in a deeper fade with the pathings there. So everything we talked about already playing out in the first 30 to 40 minutes. I don't run it in a browser, Brian. I run it as the app. So yeah, this whole thing's an app here. So I don't know if there's a way of like refreshing the app. Refresh the tab. Where, like, just open another tab again. Open this, you mean? Or is there a way of actually, okay, reload tab. Yeah, Brian to the rescue. Thank you, buddy. Absolute legend. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. That was it was frustrating not being able to draw. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Do you have any screen grab software open? No. Oh, you were answering to that. Yeah, all sorted now. Okay, so far we've grabbed this to the upside. I had a little attempt here. It couldn't get through this. We said if it fails that, I'm out. Failed that. I still think this might want lower prices, but we are in demand. It's very, very tricky to get involved here right now, right? Because if shorts get caught down here and we build up lots and lots of volume down here, we know it's very easy for them to get stuck. So let's have a quick look at the volume. Most of the volume is up higher into 652 right now, so not crazy amount. But the longer we're here, the worse it's going to get for shorts being stuck. Obviously, if buyers keep trying to have a go and it doesn't work for them, then we get that flush point. Where can we flush to? We would need to take out the anchor and then come and attack down towards yesterday's point of control, 509s, 500s. That's possible. Looking good here. It's starting to build out that bear flag versus flow zones. But again, it's just positioning on here. You have that anchor below. That's the worry right now. Previous day open, previous day close, and anchor. Remember, this anchor is off yesterday's low. This is average price of buyers with volume from yesterday. They will want to hold this. If this fails, this is H1 trend, then we get deeper prices. At least that's where my head's at. I'm not taking anything until it's proven to me. I do not want to get trapped in the hole down here, all right? Don't want to be trapped in the hole down here. Range rotation can continue. All right, if we just zoom out, take these off even. These are the rotations. This would be ideal for the squeeze, but we can keep rotating, failed, reclaim, rotate, 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 can fail, reclaim, can do all these things. That seller up top just lifted, so that's making me think there's no magnet to go higher now as well. So let's see. Underneath 525 and 500 are on the book. The seller at 800 just left the tape. He just left the tape. You would imagine it needs one more breakdown here. Looks like it wants to go. It really looks like it wants to go. It's very tempting here. Starting to break underneath. It's just whether they absorb in this demand block. You'd think it's going to look for at least that 100 lot of 525. Yeah, 6 seconds is the fastest I can do on YouTube, unfortunately. That's the absolute fastest it will allow. I can't do any less than that. Here's the break starting. They're looking for that break of structure. They're going to look for 525. Into that anchored VWAP and previous day open now. These levels right here. But you have a break of structure here underneath 64. So you need continuation lower into this next level. If they absorb this, be very, very careful if they absorb this and do this move. Anchor, very strong there so far. Big reaction off that. Well, not big, but a reaction off that. Where are we at on the H1? And come lower here, I think, for that old point of control. Where is that? 515-ish. Feel like that's possible. Again, fail breakout the lows is where shorts will get stuck. We know that's how they get stuck. So it's very, very tricky here while we're holding these levels. It needs to kind of kill it with conviction. I have like the NQ main trend line down here on the H1, this white line. That's sort of the H1 trend if it really wants to go all the way down there. Not much willingness to move lower here, though, I would say. Like, if you look at every attempt, there's no, like, kill candle. It doesn't mean it can't come, but there's no, like, big volume candle taking it straight down yet. Yeah, we're just sort of basing around yesterday's sort of midpoint of the initial balance on the ES. I still think this should come lower, but it's not showing me a willingness to do it. starting now. It's starting to try and drift lower now. Here we go. So hit 50s there. Did we tap into 50s? Just under. So see how every time it's dipping, it's being absorbed. And again, absorption on the tape. It's not like a big kill candle with volume and then rejecting off range. It's being absorbed. I don't like seeing that if I'm thinking about a short. Doesn't mean it doesn't come, but right now it's not showing me a willingness to move aggressively lower. It's just holding this kind of level, like this anchored view up. I would like to see a big failure here if it's going to do it. And I want to see that failure into key levels on the H1. Right, so if it's really going to let go, remember, we're in demand. This is yesterday's chop, all right? So this is your resistance. Resistance becomes support. This is the anchored view up off the low. If it fails this and fails trend, point of control and rotation lower. If it holds this and too many shorts get caught down here, we go straight back up and retest the highs. So I don't want to be short in the hold down here. I really don't trust this yet. Feels like it's trapping more shorts here for a move back up, and then maybe it would do it later in the day, if at all. Again, today I'm expecting range rotation between here and here. So ideally in range, you don't want to really be long here and you don't really want to be short here. Right? So that's the one thing that's in my head why I'm not really attacking this market right now. And any of those who've joined me many times will know my least favorite market is a range rotating market. I absolutely hate it. Some people love it. I hate it. So there you go. Shorts caught in the hole down there again at that anchored view up. So that anchored view up off that low yesterday has helped a lot, right? That's buyers' average price with volume because we know that's the low. That's where they absorbed. So this is where they're going to try and absorb again today. So shorts caught down there again. This blue level holding. So far, fail breakout below blue, fail breakout above red. And there you go, shorts caught. Exactly why I didn't want to short down there. I mean, VIX is pointing down, but it's already done a move this morning off that open into 1530s, drove all the way back up to 16 and is just at the midpoint. It's just midpoint right now. Honestly, I already feel like I'm done on the day unless it proves otherwise. I feel like that first move we got was really nice. Maybe I should have flipped thesis here. So if it can't reclaim this, then it might rotate down. All the way down. There's not much structure there to play off. Yeah, just let this build out now. In my opinion, how I will trade this is let it build out. More liquidity, let it show me what it wants to do. If we get confluence, if VIX starts moving upside, if ES starts diving down, if everything starts letting go, then I'll move into this for the short. Otherwise, I don't want to get trapped down here. Flow zone's holding nicely so far, though. But again, we pivoted from here. But really, the range right now, this high created this low. Everything in here can be chop. Jonathan, I think she means volume in the session rather than me. I'm hoping that's what she means. So flow zone's rejecting again, coming back down to that same level again. Do we hold here or not? ES coming back down to that same level again. $5.25 is still on that book. That buy down there at 25 still on the book. ES looking a bit weaker here now. Tapping into those 5-minute wicks. Looking like it wants to start to break down towards 78 here on the ES. Oof, it's tempting, but can't right now. Not for me. Looking heavier here on the ES, looking like it's going to go for that 80. So again, 525 still on the book on the Qs. That's probably the main guy. If they're going to pick up, they want to pick up then under there into 500s. That's the main guy. If they protect that low, again, at sort of 47, wherever it is, that will be a problem for the shorts if they protect that low. If you get tapering down here, that will be the issue. Yeah, that's right. IB in like 90 seconds or so. So we're right at that initial balance low basically right now. So that would be thesis. Again, if we start rotate, we're just in an initial balance day between here and here, which would not be surprising. Those are basically the edges right now. So ES didn't even sweep that 10 a.m. low, I don't think, watching the hourly charts. Be very careful if they start to taper here. They start to do this, problematic for those shorts in the hole. And they need a break of structure under here for this move. If they fail to get that break of structure, they are going to be in pain. Here's that break of structure now. So 525 on deck. Taking a little bit this with it. Just small here, very, very small. Moving my stop down with it. Woof, gone way further than I was hoping, which is amazing. Beautiful. So once the volume came in, attacked it. Out there covering into 25s. Just covering into that liquidity at 25s. Initial balance now set. So initial balance rules will apply. It is possible. All right. We are at a key level. If IB starts to print underneath and lower, this is your H1 trend line. If we get stuck under here, this move down here is very, very possible. I'm going to probably regret not holding runners. So I re-attacked this down here once volume stepped in. It was just more probable once I see them trap here. So once the structure was this, I knew I could do this, risk this for a move to 525 where I got out. So shorts now starting to pay. So through H1 trend line, this is where it can get nasty. Into yesterday's point of control. We let go of this point of control. We're going to go and attack value area low into 467. We let go of that. We move into the next demand block all the way down into 390. Right, if the market starts to get heavy here, here you go. VIX starting to print upside. Everything's starting to join in here. So just going to let this see what it wants to do. Do we get an initial balance expansion day for an auction lower? Or is this just going to be a failed auction underneath and a trade back inside towards a VWAP? I've probably made my money I need to on the day. Two nice trades. One very nice trade. Yeah, needed to trap more balls, Ramus. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what needed to do. So this white line is your H1 trend, which is starting to let go of. Right here. All right, H1 trend line starting to let go of. 1, 2, 3, fourth attempt into it. Failure of this anchor, and we will trade lower. In fact, I'm going to get rid of the anchor now. Don't need it. So next anchor down is basically into this pool of liquidity down here where we came in 1, 2, 3 times yesterday. So that FOMC pool of liquidity where we absorbed it might want to trade back into that. Remember, point of control from yesterday is here. So we're coming right into yesterday's point of control. In fact, we've tapped it already. Let go of that. Then we go 466, and then maybe we tap these guys down at 388s. Failed auction will mean we'll reclaim the initial balance and we will trade back in towards a VWAP higher. Nice, Peter. Yeah, good work. All right, so just following the flow zones this morning is all we're doing. My trade was late, like I said. It was tempting up here. It was tempting up here, but I needed it to prove. Once this came back down and we built this little block, it gave me a nice tight risk versus this. So I entered here, risking this wick, and I got that flush. So timing was a little bit lucky there, but it was building in volume. So watching the initial balance trades now. So either failed auction or auction lower. All right, more than half of you have not hit that like button. Come on, team. Come on, team. 2 bangers on stream today. The first one was really easy. I called it nice and early for everyone. Said exactly where we were going for. So least you can do is get me to 50 likes here. Come on, guys. Doesn't cost you anything. Thank you, Ramus. Very kind of you. Thanks, Andrew. Hopefully lots of you have made some money today. How many of you are up? How many of you are green? Hit me with a G, or hit me with a W if you're green, or hit me with a green emoji. Let me know if you're up from some of these plays we took together. So be very careful here of a failed auction. All right, ES starting to try and reclaim. Remember where we broke down from, this is the pain point right here. So this is where bull's pain point is. If it needs to retest it, it might. How we act here will be key. If we then let go of initial balance, we can move lower. If we reclaim this on this tapering, we can trigger a squeeze. Because if they don't, if they let the bulls out and shorts who chased, a bit like me, this breakdown and haven't covered, if they reclaim this, then their stops will get run. All right, so how we act into basically 60s is going to be key here. All right, if you're looking for continuation lower, all right, you will need this to come and do this. This is your trend day under here. Remember, this is H1 trend, this white line. We're sort of protecting that H1 trend right now. We're protecting initial balance. This is previous day close here. So previous day close, H1 trend, initial balance, it's trying to protect it. I would not be long until it shows me it's going to be strong to reclaim it. Remember, trend on the morning is down. Pain point is right here. You would need to reclaim all those things for me to be thinking about along. This H1 trend, this white line here, we might as well do it as like a blue line, holding up very, very, very strong. That's its 4th tap of it. Yulimar, this is a 1-minute chart you're looking at right now. Lots of you green. Let's have a look. Miguel green. Khalees green. Oh, where's my chart gone? Let's move you here so I can read properly. Miguel green, Khalees green, Jonathan green, BU green, Jeff is green, Andrew H, big green, he says, Thumpers green, Christy green. I love it. I love it, team. Love to see it. Same people turning up every single day for free, making money. That's what we like. That's what we want to see. So into this area of contention, remember, this is where shorts got involved. If we start to reclaim this, you have tapering here. This can be a squeeze. Initial balance to VWAP. All right, that can be the squeeze if it starts reclaiming. H1 trend, so strong. Right, so strong. You can see it right here. This blue line going up. 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, 4 tap, and also point of control yesterday. So there was confluence for a cover point in towards those 525s, which is where I was exiting. Went a bit deeper, but 525 was enough for me. And now we have to watch. All right, so technically, this low has been protected. This can be internal. This was a sweep. We can still do this. It can still do that from a technical standpoint on an H1 right now. Range rotation continues, right? The range rotation continues. Key levels here. Let's have a look back at the Mag 7. See what everything's doing. Spiders right now came right into the initial balance low of yesterday, holding its own initial balance from today, trading back upside. ES doing the same. So they're both going to try and re-attack the VWAP. So the IB to VWAP trade looks like it's playing out. Apple, just under 0.25% down. And Microsoft, 6% down now. 6% down now. If that keeps bleeding the rest of the day to 10%, it's going to be SSR tomorrow. Amazon, over 0.5% down. Google with some strength today, 2.2% up. Meta with relative strength, 3.8% up. Nvidia, 3% down, letting go of 220 again. That is not what you want to see on Nvidia. And Tesla, 1.5% up, but underneath that key level of 400 on Tesla. Actually, over-under mark really on Tesla. But it is looking pretty good. That dip, Tesla held previous day low, right? Came into 84s, 384s, trading back towards VWAP. So everything right now is doing an IBL to VWAP kind of setup. If you look through most of the mag, that's what they're trying to do. Nvidia very weak. Some of these pulling back. Meta and Google starting to pull back off the highs. Amazon underneath its VWAP trying to reclaim. Microsoft trying to hold its IBL for that rotation. Real mixed bag. Real mixed bag looking across the board here. Makes me just think just no. Not for me these days, not for me. I like it when I see tech running hard in one direction. And I've got clear liquidity to aim for. Right, I'd be very cautious here about a squeeze out starting to happen. If they've trapped shorts down here, they've reclaimed this. Remember, the short was from here to here. Now you're back above entry. So sweep and sweep, and this would be IB to VWAP. Reclaim of VWAP will be to IB high, which is currently high of day. So reclaiming this key level. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this now because we've traded through it. And it'll look around. Yeah, we got very close to that Monday or Sunday open there. I think I've got that like 777, 772. What did we trade up to? 750 basically. So very close on the daily. But higher time frame charts telling us everything right now. This soak off here, beautiful. All right, it's been in here all day. This was a white line earlier this morning. Just put it blue now so it's a bit easier to see. But point of control, a white line, dip back down in, all made sense. And there was liquidity on the book, right? Real liquidity on the book at 525. So ran through it a little bit into 500 and absorbed. Now trading upside. Let's catch up with this chat, sorry. Where are we up to? Peter Curry, haven't done the course yet. I've been a full-time trader for 3 years, TR. Nice. Brian, guessing you're up with a thumbs up. Leron, nice and green. Good work. Peter, nice and green. I would have traded the last flag, but not at my desk, Ramus. No worries. Not trading today, just watching till. Trading again Monday. Should have taken your advice and not traded FOMC. Did you get caught in that chop? I mean, FOMC was a funny one. It was a bit muted. We didn't get like a 8 to 1,000 point range, but what we got was 300 point whip for 30 minutes. Steve C, nice and green. Idris green, love it, guys. Priska green, right? Nice work. So here's VWAP. ES just traded to VWAP, so ES has done that IB to VWAP trade. All right, so far this is the high, which needs to protect this low if we're staying in downtrend. But I'd be cautious about building of liquidity here. But ES has already gone from IB to VWAP. It's already completed that move. Now finding some selling at VWAP. I'm telling you now, I am likely done for the day unless something really good sets up. In days like this, to get a move like this, and a move like this is good. I mean, this is small. What did I get out of that? I got basically 50s to 25, so 25 points. But this one, 50s, almost 100 points out of that 90-odd point move. Very, very good. So if it builds liquidity here and starts to hold, you can think about this tapering kind of channel, and a squeeze relief will be to here. So stops at 605 and 630 basically. But nothing confirmed yet. It's not bullish yet. But if flow zones start to support this and we start to do this into here and then either rotate back down, or if they catch enough shorts, they go all the way back up to the IB high. Nice, Peter. Done for the day. Yeah, good work. Make your money, get off. Most of the board pretty green today, other than Nvidia and Microsoft. You're looking across the board, most of it pretty green, right? All the other sectors looking pretty positive here, which is why you've got, you know, the RTY is 1.3% up today. So the only time I trade minis is on the 150Ks. Everything else micros. And even on 150Ks, you can trade micros, honestly, if you want to scale in and scale out. But if you're trading like 50K account, you should not be touching minis. Should be nowhere near them, especially in these markets. We've had ATR peaks today of, it's the high peak today since the New York session, 65 points in a 1 minute candle. 1 mini on that in a 50K account, and you are in big trouble. Oh, I'm getting hungry. My wife clearly still asleep right now. Hungry and I want another coffee. Not that it's her job. Okay, so still protecting that high so far, coming back into the range. Remember, if they're going to do a quasi, they need to do it here. But this high is protecting this. So if we thought about a fib, that was probably a 60% pullback in. Oh, doing that the wrong way. If it's going to fail, then golden zone fails pretty good. Still in a nice downtrend here. Right, no reason to think long yet. The only long you could be taking is if you are playing for that initial balance rotational play. What I would say, though, is ES has already done it. Right, ES rotated. It reclaimed initial balance at 73 and traded up to 89s. That's a very good trade. Anyone trading the ES? NQ weaker. The reason for that is tech is weaker. The rest of the sectors look very, very strong today. Look at the FinViz board. It looks very, very strong in the other sectors. But again, if they're going to do a quasi, this is where they need to do it. If they're going to do a quasi, maybe a sweep of this. This is where they need to do it. But really, you are in downtrend. Lower low, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high. You really expect a lower low. But this area here is a big, big level. Old point of control, H1, uptrend, the blue line, and your initial balance low. So really, that's why I'm thinking best trade's gone for the day. If they start to break this, then this trade opens up. Yeah, Raymer's saying he made good money yesterday on one M and Q. Look, just think about it. If you get one M and Q and you get 3 50-point trades with it in a session, which currently is doable, even if it's less than that. But like, let's say you got 50 points out of that in one M&Q. That's really good money. And let's say you got this one down, or you got this one, or this one, right? And then you times that by 20 accounts. That's a lot of money. Don't get too caught up in watching what other people are doing. Right? Don't watch these guys who are like, I made 20 grand today. Who fucking cares? What's good money for you? How can you get yourself to consistency? How can you get consistent payouts? You know, if you have 20, 50K accounts on Apex and you're doing $100, $200 a day, right? In 1 month, you will be able to take all that money out. Right? You'll be pulling out 20 grand a month, and slowly scale up and scale up and scale up. You'll be laughing. 20 grand a month is a lot of money, just under $250,000 a year. It's a lot of money with very little risk. That's by making $100 a day. Right? And as you get better and more confident in the setups, then you can start thinking about adding another one and trading 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And then when you're ready, moving to micros when you've got the buffer. Okay, so this quasi, this is what I'm talking about, quasi, they use this liquidity, they're going to attack these guys now. That's what the market's trying to do now. It's trying to get some relief. Again, ES trying to trade into VWAP. How it acts there is going to be key. Same thing with Tradeify. Tradeify will not punish you based on sizing or DCAing or anything like that. Right. So depending on the account on the Tradeify, I think advanced and growth account, I think it's 30 or 35% consistency rule. That's all it is. And they won't punish you, so you can move from mini to micro or whatever, and payouts every 10 days. 5 consistent green days. That's all you need. Payouts every 10 days. Nice and easy. Probably easier to make money and easier to pull money out on Tradeify, but obviously you can only have 5 accounts. Willa Williams, tomorrow is end of month flows. Yeah, afternoon flows will probably happen. Yeah, I would not disagree with you. End of month. End of month, end of week. First month of the year done. All right, bear with me, team. I need another coffee. I definitely need a coffee. I'm falling asleep here. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right. Oh, I lost 10 of you while I went to get coffee. Look at that. 10 of you probably flipped over to Top Step to learn how not to trade. Good luck with that. What's BU saying? Khalees 8 12. Same here. A lot more patient. What she's saying. I'm learning to take better entries. I had a habit of being late to the party. Thank you. No worries. Come on, it's just a bit of fun. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. I mean, obviously, I definitely do mean it. Let's have a look. What are Top Step on today? Fantastic. They're actually up. Trading CL. Trading CL. They're actually up on the day. Impressive. That's a rarity. Okay, so still protecting this. So maybe a new breakdown here. Watching the market again. You're into low day. You had to be very, very careful. Remember, this is old point of control. I've probably left at just the right time here. So this here was very nice here. Once we got stuck here, this offered you low risk versus this for one trade into here, 1R, and then runner lower into these now. So if they let go, we can come into these now. But you are at point of control from yesterday, back testing that POC. Let go of that. You can look for a trade into 62. And under that for a trade into sort of 400, 390. But again, this is the initial balance low. You have to be careful shorting here. You are not trading outside of the initial balance. From a technical point of view, from initial balance rules, we are still in a rotational day. We are not in a trend day. Yeah, Peter, like it's so bad, isn't it? It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't want to slag them off. Good firm, but yeah, how to learn bad habits. Not to say there are not some good traders on there. There are some very good traders on there. They just tend not to be on their show. That's great, Crawford. Well, hopefully what I say makes sense on here. Hopefully you don't learn bad habits. And I try and teach as I go. I try and explain what the market's doing and what's happening. Whereas I feel like things like Top Step, they just... I don't even understand. When I watch Andre, he's like, yeah, I'm going long here. The market wants to go higher. Based on fucking what, mate? Like, crazy. Anyway, I think they're nice people, though. I think they're good people. They're not arrogant. They're not rude. They're good people. All right, so breaking down underneath IB. If it starts to fail here, you are probably going to get a wash lower into that next level. So if you get that initial balance trade for expansion, if we go into trend day, then you're looking for these levels down here. And also value area low from yesterday into sort of 65-ish. All right, so you got that whole number of 500 as well, don't forget. Looking to see if there's much liquidity on the book. There is not much liquidity lower. There's a 70 lot down at 50, and that's about it. Then room down to 300. Very, very thin. So be very careful here taking this short because it can still be a failed auction trade. Do not forget that. We can still fail the auction. Starting to try and drift lower here. So 500 now failing. Remember, we were talking about that trade. If it fails now, 65s will be your next cover point, and then 400s, and then the low point 361. You'll have to get very, very weak to do that. You'll need to see the initial balance reject. You could watch for a trade into previous day low. Same with the ES. If it's going to reject the IB, if it reclaims IB, you want to be very, very cautious. We are starting to break this H1 trend, though. What's this level ES has just tapped into? Is that previous day open? Previous day close. ES tapping into PDC, SPY into PDC. The big daily levels here on the ETFs. And you've got that 600 mark as a whole number on the ETFs as well, don't forget. Feels like it just wants to drift lower for a little bit. A move all the way down into previous day low would be phenomenal. I'm not sure if that's really viable today, but it would be a fantastic move if it did it. This H1 trend and IB is sort of the key level. This level here is sort of key, I would say. It needs to stay heavy versus this for a trade down. If it reclaims this, I would not want to know. As a short, I would say. Not trading it, I'm just saying what I would be thinking about. You would not want to see it reclaim these levels up here. That would be problematic. We're coming into point of control and value area low from yesterday. Remember, 68. Somewhere around that. Liquidity on the book here into 450s. And then under that, not much until you get to 400. So right at yesterday's value area low, or very, very close to it right now. Do they get that breakdown through it? Maybe towards that 20-day and the anchored VWAP we were talking about, and the blue box beneath you. The blue box beneath you. If they're going to trade down, this is going to be the area that they're going to sort of try and aim for. The lower we go, remember the momentum's good, but your location becomes worse and worse and worse the lower we go. Do not forget that. Don't just chase all the way down here short side. You will get yourself stuck. There's been no relief here since we broke down, and that was like 50, 60, 70 points away, just so you have some kind of idea and thesis here. A little bit of congestion into 50s. Buy into 50s. 80 lot there at 50s. Here it comes. So still trading lower, looking good here. So once it let go here, this little play here, like I said, I missed it. I think I just about got back. But really, these should be the targets now. Lots of liquidity down here. All right, these should be the targets now. I should run this. So hopefully some of you got this for this initial balance expansion. Maybe some of you got this even better and add in. Looking so good here, team. You are looking good. What I'd be aiming for, the reason that blue box is there, we go to the higher time frame. You go to the hourly, you see these guys here. 1, 2, 3. Maybe we can come and take some of this. This is the back test yesterday. Remember, this is the RBS. Resistance, resistance, resistance becomes support, becomes support. Maybe one more test of this. Maybe this anchored VWAP, which is off Monday's low. All right, this is the main buying point, is off Monday's low. If that starts to fail, everyone is in big flipping problems. Believe me, they will want to protect that. If the buyers let go of that, basically everyone is then out the money. So they will want to protect this. So like maybe a sweep and a reclaim. This H1 candle is starting to look rather large as well. So this could reprice all the way back up here when it's ready. So just be smart about it. Like I said, this is a rather big drift lower on the IB without much pullback yet. Hasn't retested anything up here. So we had buyers came in once, buyers came in twice, liquidated them, haven't back tested them to make sure they're sellers. All right, if you think about this, buyers came in once, they came back in, they added their position, their stop was here, they got liquidated. Have we made sure they're now sellers? No. So we expect a back test for support becomes resistance, and then we'd be looking for the trade lower if it rejects it. If it doesn't reject it, then this right here would be a failed auction to go higher. Those are the two plays on deck right now. It's always two plays on deck. There is never just one play on deck. Take care, Peter. Great work today. 2 great trades from you today. Nice work. Feels like it just wants to drift lower into those previous day lows to me. Coming in and attack those kind of levels. That's what it feels like right now. So range rotation. We let go of that first range, the blue box from earlier in the day, and we're coming back down to the next level. Remember I said it was the next level down. That's where we're starting to come into. So just remember, your level now to short is getting worse and worse and worse. Your momentum's fantastic, but you're getting closer and closer and closer to the target. So location's getting worse and worse by the second. VIX now breaking out of 16s, reclaiming previous day low, starting to push higher here, adding pressure on the market to trade lower. All the time you're under sort of 55s and 500s here, you can have an attack into the PDL. You've never really back tested where we broke down from, so I'd be very, very cautious here. I don't, unfortunately, Crawford. The last one I had back was full of bugs, absolutely full of bugs. I'm even at the point where I'm thinking about trying to find someone new to do it for me. Seems to be a common issue is converting PineScript to C#. It's like an absolute pain. I have an algo for my stuff as well, and that is full of bugs as well. So yeah, it's not ideal. Not ideal, unfortunately. So value area low yesterday. Swept through that, found some volume, maybe goes and back tests 509 now, which is, so you've got yesterday point of control and H1 and flow zones and IB, everything sort of around here. So maybe needs to back test this before an attempt to go lower. Any failed attempt to go lower, remember, is where shorts will get stuck. Any reclaim of initial balance, and this trend is also where shorts will start to force a cover. Trend is still down here. Trend in the session quite clearly still down. Right at the 20-day right now. Right, hanging out right at the 20-day. Still think, oh, what is going on there? Have I lost internet? All my screens just went blank. You guys all still there? Wow. Well, I've lost. That's weird. Data's come back on my right screen. I've got no data on my left screen. Jeez. Don't know what that was. That's scary. That is scary. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, trading view. I'm still reloading. Half my screen's still trying to reload. So VIX went through previous day low, trading back inside now. It has to see if it wants to base out here. If VIX trades back upside, we get more pressure on the market. Still haven't back tested this kind of level here that we broke down from. So remember, if we think about structure, internal, 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 break. So really thinking about, do we come and somewhere back into here for a fade? We can just flag off the 30%, but it's not an ideal trade, especially towards low of day. It's not really what you want to see. You'd like a back test and something to stay heavy versus here. A reclaim of this, and what we're going to do, we're going to use this liquidity, right? And then we're going to go and aim for this trend line liquidity. All these stops, boom, 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 they're going to get hammered. So ideally, we go lower, but if we don't, this is the move to go higher. If they've just come into that H1 block to be absorbed, We got very, very close. This block right here, resistance, resistance, support, support, support. We came into the same spot. Didn't quite get to view up to the anchor, but we got close. They absorb it, we trade higher. But right now, there's no reason to be thinking about a long. No reason. Your trend is absolutely down, all right? You could argue on a 1 minute, but if you go anything up, trend down. 1 minute, you could argue a pivot through here is a character change, but anything upside, there is absolutely no shift. That's why I always tell people, look on the higher time frame, ignore the M1 time frame in terms of characters, in terms of structure. Just go up 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. What are they telling you? They're telling you lower right now. 15-minute has a failed breakout, traded lower. Inside bar, traded lower. I'll be with you a little bit longer here, team. I don't know if I'll make it to lunch today. We'll see. We'll see. I say that every day and end up staying. Can't really take anything down here. The trade location was here and here for this. It can build out here for a little bit. It can even come up here and then do this. So I'm staying short until we reclaim this, right? I'm not trading it. I'm just saying, like, mentally, I'd stay short until we reclaim. There's no reason to be thinking about a long down here. You are getting the bottoms. There's clear targets for it to aim for right now. So I'd stay thinking about shorts. Ideally, a back test of here and a failure is the nicest trade to get involved. It gives you the best possible price with, with nice tight risk. Depending how it gets there. You don't just take it blindly, depending how it gets there. Any questions, team? Any questions? I'm starting to like fall asleep here a little bit. So any questions? One more day left in the market for the week. Been a nice green week, another green week. I don't think we've had any red days this year yet. Don't want to curse myself. But so far, pretty good. Bit of a flat top here, so I could imagine a little stop run through this, and then ideally this. Again, if they reclaim this, it's a long. Algo lines, they're just back testing where the time frames like to play off higher and lower time frames, right? So these are key levels. You see this higher time frame? Look how we back test it. Back test that. Back test, lower time frame, higher time frame. This was the signal that we're going strong bullish last night. Right, we love back testing between lower time frame and higher time frame while we're building liquidity. And we will trade between them while we build liquidity. Once we're outside of them and they're all stacked the right direction, we get out of a liquidity building phase. So I'm not going to say much more than that because it took me a long time to figure out how the algorithms like to use them. Spacing out here, volume coming out of the market. You can see volume dying down. All right, kill candle here, big exchange of volume, volume now dying down. You'd want to increase volume on a break. They take this out, you probably get a squeeze relief up here. So I would not want to be short down here. Even though I'm short biased, I wouldn't want to be short down here. The location for the short was up here. We're getting way too close to here now. This is basically a 1-to-1 to here. Not good short location, even though momentum's fantastic. Doesn't mean I'm picking a bottom for long either. Still short biased until it proves otherwise. Oh, any thoughts on Bookmap? Yeah, I love Bookmap. I've got it over here. It's what I use all the time. I think it's great. Learn to use Bookmap. Really easy. Like I can see right now, there's 145 lot as a seller at 550. He's looking to sell 550. So I know he is positioned right here in the deep pullback. He wants to do this. I love Bookmap. Way easier than using a level 2 DOM. Because you can see where people have positioned themselves, where they leave, where they enter, where they move, where they're jostling for position. Much easier to see. Much easier to use than level 2 and time and sales. You will miss things on the level 2 and time and sales. Like if you hadn't looked now and seen this order at 145 lot at 550 and he pulled his order right now, if you were then looking at level 2, you would never have known he was there. I like it. On the Bookmap, I know where they are. So I can see where they're walking down and they're walking up. You wish anchored VWAPs would have text added. What, for your screens? You can probably do that, can't you? Is there a way of doing that? Yeah, that's a shame. It would be good, wouldn't it, to say anchor view up off Monday low and stuff. I mean, you can always add a text bar, but it means you're going to have to move it the whole time. Yeah, it's worth learning, Earl. There's loads of free videos on YouTube on how to use it. It won't take you long. All you really need to care about is the heat map, the vertical lines, and the orders on the book. I don't really care so much for the session volume profile or anything like that. I just want to know the orders on the book. Here you go. So washing lower versus flow zones. Never did that deep pullback. And it's just going to keep coming back down towards previous day low. So we're coming into the anchored view up now. This is the demand area. This is previous day low. Oh, the green box is previous day low. This is anchored view up. And the double low is at 85s, right? The H1 low is at 85. So that's the draw on liquidity it wants to go for, is 85. And once it gets through that, it can go for previous day low. Once it gets through that, it can go for 334. If it gets through that, we're looking very, very weak at that point. Because then we need to think that it will be a rotation. What we talked about the whole time today is a rotational day. Rotate, rotate. There was demand here. Rotate, rotate, failed, rotate. It needs to hold this, right, around here. If it fails to hold that, next level down. So into demand, a little bounce there off that demand so far. I still think this should come lower now, really. There is a reason for it to drift lower. Absolutely no reason to be fishing for longs here. If you're trying to do that, get out of that habit. You are trying to pick a bottom. Do not do that. Easiest way to blow up. Trend in the session been very, very clear. Failed breakout of the high. We were long for that move. Failed to hold its gains and started washing all the way down. Now we're in expansion lower. Maybe just color code them, TR. We shouldn't need too many anchored VWAPs, really. The flow zone saying in downtrend, but we're in demand. Like I said, location has gone. Unfortunately, I probably missed it It was just when I left the screens. This and this especially offered really tight risk reward for this. And then you can just hold runners for this move here. It's the type of play I like. I can't enter short right now. Definitely won't be entering long down here. Market's heavy right now. Nvidia now 4.4% down, 4.5% down at 118 right now. Remember that liquidity run was 117 the other day from the top of my head. Apple now 1% down or just under. Microsoft 6.5% down. Remember 10% down. We'll put it SSR for tomorrow. Amazon having a big pullback today, 2% down on the session. Remember, that's had relative strength all week. So other than Google and Tesla, and even Tesla not looking great, nowhere near that 400 mark it needs to get to. 1% up on the day. Meta 0.5% up. Google 1.3% up. Location for the shorts has gone. Momentum for the shorts is there. Location for the shorts has gone. Hey. I'm going to just tighten this up to those highs right here. Literally tap those highs. So I'm just tightened it up to the H1 levels where I was slightly off. All right, so this high, that's what we tapped into. Otherwise, we're going to run these guys. So squeeze relief likely to come here by the looks of it. Shorts probably trapped, attacking that in the demand zone. Back to flow zones. Remember, if they pop through these, technically your change of character is now here because this created this. So if they do this, they trade back to here, then IB rules will apply. If we go right here, you can see it. Yeah, so becoming a bit more obvious on the slightly higher time frames here for the change of character. So move and hold above 480, which is starting to do now, for that stop run. So you want to be careful. It can do this, it can do this, and base. I prefer the longs once it gets up here for the rotation. So all the time it can come up to this and reject. This can be a sweep of this and a reject to go lower. But if it reclaims this, then this becomes much more probable. Very few areas of consolidation today. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think it's just it's such a rotational market right now. You know, it's not like we're in a pro trend day where we're going to do like this and then consolidate and trap to go higher, right? We're not in that kind of market. If you look at the H1 and you look at the daily and you look at the weekly, we're just inside. Monday basically made sure that this week would probably finish inside. So here you go. It's starting to sweep this liquidity now. So 488's taken out. Now, if they really trigger a squeeze, they can squeeze up to here. This can be a sweep and a fail back down. So this is what I'm saying. I wouldn't want to be short down here. Location has gone. The better shorts will be if they do something like that. Or maybe like this, right? If they reclaim this and build liquidity here, you might get relief to come and take all these guys out. And if that bottom's gone in. Remember, the pro trend on the day or the trend on the day has been to the downside. H1 bouncing back up. Remember, this is the H1 trend. If it wants to go all the way back up wick to wick, it can trade all the way back up to 600. As mad as that sounds, it's very, very possible to do that based on the H1 right now. The H1 wants to reprice this whole kill candle. it can reprice right back up to here, or at least a value area low. So it could reprice into here right now. Yesterday's point control here as well. So just understanding when to trade, when to get into the market, when not to. There's a reason I didn't want to get into shorts down there. Kept saying momentum's great, but the location has gone. And it hadn't shifted to a long at that point. A seller on the book here, 550. 150 lot there at 550. ES trying to drive back up towards its IB. I know I'm done for the day here, so I'm just calling what I'm seeing now so that you understand. Hopefully you're learning a little bit. If you want to learn more, just do the course. Honestly, I explain everything in way more detail in the course. Step by step. Lots of my students doing very, very well right now. So driving back up towards the H1 trend. Remember, everything is up here. H1 trend, initial balance, deep pullback, and this liquidity trend line. If it can start reclaiming all of that, it can get nasty for the shorts who got stuck down here trying to force the move lower. ES trying to get into the IB as well. Everything trying to bang into its initial balance low right now. So how we act here is key. How we act in this pullback is key. This is where sellers came in to get this move. This here, they start reclaiming all of this and building structure. You can have an upside move in this market, in lunch maybe. No worries, Radar. It's really important to know your zones. Like, it's really important not to chase. Like, do you want to get short when we're in and around demand here, when we're very close to targets? No, is the answer. You don't. You really don't. Because this is what happens. They all chase down here and they get squeezed all the way out. And this might not look like much, but this is now 70 points. That is a lot. Even with a micro, that's a lot. All right, so coming back into the IB, remember, if we build liquidity above here, it has the chance to go higher. Back into value area low is 550s. Repricing the whole H1 will be 600. VIX getting absolutely slammed back inside its range now. Do we have Trump talking now, or was he talking earlier? I didn't even look. See if there's any news come out. So big squeeze out. Foster Scott's long. There we go. So Foster Scott's favorite trade is when shorts get stuck and he takes the longs. Did exactly the same yesterday. So reclaiming the initial balance here, and this squeeze is on. Look at this giant squeeze out. You have targets of this trendline liquidity. So 85s, 90s, 600s, 629s if it's going to keep going. All right, and VWAP obviously. Really, if you're really building thesis to hold longs, you want more than a squeeze, right? If you're building thesis to hold longs all the way up here, you want more than a squeeze. You want something like this, right? If you're thinking about a full rotation, but shorts got stuck here. Why we don't short the lows. That push into 550. Where did we say that seller was on the book? He was at 550. We've been saying that for a little while. Ramos, thank you, coach, for making me consistent. I'll be a full-time trader soon. Every day since October has been a trading lesson. That's great. No worries, Earl. Yeah, no worries, guys. Don't mind hanging around a little bit longer. Very nice, Foster Scott. Make sure it holds your initial balance here. Don't let this pull back too far. Obviously, you've got the back test on ES would be back down towards 68. So I don't want you to give back this whole move, but I'm sure you've partialed out a little bit, because if you were long at, where did you just say, 66? You got a 12-point move there. It's very good. Yeah, good man. Good man. All right, so their pain point for shorts was here. So it would need to hold this for a long thesis. Tapped into value area low there as well. So everything we're talking about. So it will need to build structure here if you're going to maintain a long thesis to go higher. I cannot say that enough. It would need to build some structure out here. What is this about? What are you doing? I don't want anything on here. Go away. Anyone know how to get rid of this? There we go. All right, so tapping into this trend line, can it build liquidity above and around the initial balance for that squeeze back towards VWAP? That is the question you should be asking right now. Is it able to do that? Understand your risk parameter right now. Where is the pain? The pain was down here. If it needs to, it can pull back there. Ideally, it holds this and does this. If you're thinking about long continuation, that's what you would need to see. But this was a very big squeeze. Look how many shorts got stuck. Violently came up and stuck back here now. You can just wait this out. If you're still thinking about longs, you can wait this out. Wait for structure to be built. Don't be early in it. Crawford, that's really hard to say, because honestly, a lot of it depends what bad habits they've picked up on the way. Maybe some of the students, like currently on YouTube, can answer. Some people pick it up very, very quickly and they don't have too many bad habits and they can shift. Some people take a little bit longer because they've had, bad mentors teaching them keep buying dips when they keep dipping and chasing and stuff like that, and that can take a little bit of time to shift away from. I mean, Foster Scott, when did you come to me? At like back end of last year? Trying to think when it was. Yeah, back end of last year. And I feel like he knows his trades now, knows his setup. Normally, so he came from Algo Box. I don't know if you were profitable there or not, but I'm guessing not. Otherwise, you wouldn't have moved over, or maybe just a bit inconsistent or something. So it's building out the flag here. It's going to try and run higher. I am watching this intently. Can it run higher? And go back towards these areas of liquidity we talked about above. Okay, so into these guys here. And then this. All right, IB to VWAP. That's what you should be looking for right now. Look, it built out the liquidity, starting to break trend. Buy signal came in. Flow zone's now supporting it. If we continue to print upside, we can expect squeeze higher and higher and higher until we run all the liquidity out, because shorts should have been covering down here, shouldn't have been adding. So these are the short stops. This is what it's trying to target. It's trying to get through this in towards the VWAP. From AlgoBox, nope to profitable. So you weren't profitable there, I think, is what you're saying. So yeah, it all depends. Once you don't have to trade every single way that I teach. I'll teach you how I read the market, how I think about the market, why the market moves the way it does. And then it's up to you to build your playbook around that. Yeah, Ramos, that's everything you've said there is good, Ramos, to Crawford. You tried many systems before. You had to get rid of picking tops and bottoms. It's the two biggest errors that I see traders make, doesn't matter on the experience, is picking tops and bottoms and using too much size. That's it. Those are the two biggest errors. right? Once you learn to read the market and you stop picking tops and bottoms, stop being early to the party, it will get you killed. Join the momentum when one side is stuck. It's the easiest trade to take. Look at what Foster Scott did here. Shorts were stuck. He recognized shorts were stuck. He would have looked at volume, known they're stuck, took the ES trade, squeeze up, bang, out. There's your trade. There's his money. He takes the same flipping trade every single day because he understands it. He doesn't need to learn any more setups if he doesn't want to. This trade will appear most days. Most days, someone will be stuck in the market for some period of time. You take your meat off the bone, you make your money, you walk away, right? That's all you have to do. If you are going long, 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 long in here, you will blow up, blow up, blow up, blow up, blow up. And then this does this move and you'll sit there going, I knew I was right. I knew I should have been wrong. Yeah, I should have been long. No, you weren't right. You were completely fucking wrong because your timing was off. It's easy to say, I can say now, I'm going to be short the market. This market's going down. At some point, I'm going to be right. But playing the market is about timing. And you just want to join in. Let the whales make the decision. Join in their slipstream, make some money, get off. Once you get out that headspace of picking tops and bottoms, the next important thing is stop oversizing. All right, this market is moving violently. We are not in a market which is moving 40, 50, 100 points a day now. We're in a market which is every day moving 300 points plus, most days moving 5, 6, 7, 800 points. You have to size down because you cannot be having 2, 3, 4-point stops on the NQ. Right? Simple as that. Right? Simple as that. There you go. What Scott just said there. Let sellers try twice in a discounted area. Sellers try once. Sellers try twice. Failure to move down. Here is their pain. Long. Thanks very much. Bang. Simples, right? Simples. And not overstaying as well. Don't overstay your welcome in the market. You don't need to be getting the whole flipping move. You need to be making money. You need to be having a profitable system. "25 minutes till lunch." Yes, Jonathan, exactly the same. Exactly the same system for longs, right? So longs got trapped up here earlier. I had an attempt, actually. So we were, I think you were here. So we were long for this. Boom. I was looking for that pullback into flow zones and the previous day high. All right. I was looking for that to hold. And if you rewind this, you will hear me say, if we cannot reclaim this area here, so 28 or 30, then I'm going to be out because I needed this to do this for a continuation. What happened was buyers got trapped here. They got trapped again trying this. This was pain point. Boom. So slightly different setup, but this was the first time where we get that change of character. The other thing was this was a sweep of liquidity, all right? We swept previous day high and trapped. And then at this point here, we should have just been joining shorts, to be honest. Harder on a range rotation day before it's proved its range rotation. But from this point here, we should have been thinking about shorts. We did get shorts. I can't remember if we got this or this. We got one of these for these moves down. Might have been this one here. And then you just wait. Right? If you go back to the very start of stream, I have everything drawn in for you already. I have all the levels. So first thing I do every day is go over the levels that I want to trade to and from. All right, you can see it here. All right. These are the levels I'm looking at. Red boxes and blue boxes. When one fails, I expect the rotation to the next one. So there's a blue box. Hopefully you can see this. I might have to... Will that help? No, that's not helping, is it? Well, you have to take my word for it. There's a blue box here in H1, which I was expecting us to do a tight rotation for. Once we failed that, we were coming back down to the next level, which is exactly what we've done. So you can go back to the earlier part of the stream. The blue box was basically here, right? And once we don't hold that, we expect rotation down to here. It's just understanding the levels that the market likes. And how do we understand that? Really simple. We look left. We look left. Where has the market told us it likes to trade between? These levels. It held this, traded up, this was supply. Held this, this was demand. Now I moved demand up a level because we had trend line and new demand. Supply again, we broke out, supply becomes demand. We break out through this. This was a key level here until this morning. This level right here was key until we broke down, because we broke above, broke above, broke above, broke under, trap between these two yesterday, break above, rotation, 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 break under, down, right? Market's just in rotation. Here's your big box. From 400 to 700. That's what the market rotation is. Oh, don't do that. Let's get you back. Where are you? That's where the market rotation is, 400 to 700. So I think we talked about these same levels yesterday. Nothing had changed. Right here. 4,225 and 200 to the downside, 850 to the top side. Same levels we're in yesterday. We are looking at the same levels all the time until it proves a reason to change. Now, you just need to decide when you're taking a trade, how are you trading to and from that level, right? You can know where the level is, then you have to decide, how are we getting to that level? And that's the timing part, right? That is the timing part, and that comes from knowing that someone is trapped. So the easiest trade is when one side is trapped. When we do those grind days, let's just get above all of this. Right, when you have those days that do this, why are they doing this? Right, why are they doing this? Because shorts just won't flipping give up. Add, 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 add. Then it would do something like this. Here's the sweep. Take the buyers out who are late. Encourage more shorts to get in. Reclaim. Go. Add, 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 right? This is a day where shorts are trapped. When we do range rotation, right, we do this. Who's trapped where? Buyers are trapped. Sellers are trapped. This is creating the stops. This is creating the stops. So remember, at this point, shorts chase the market down and buyers stop out. Whoop, reclaim, shorts are stuck under here. Pain points here, trade upside. At this point here, this is short sellers stops. So who buys here? Breakout buyers. They get trapped. Pain point, rotate back down. That's how the market works. In every single candle, on every single time frame, that is exactly how the market works. That's it. That's all you need to understand with the market. We can do it here, fractal, right here. Even forget the flow zones. Forget everything. Forget everything. Zoom in right here. Quick lesson for you. All right, right here, this wick to here. All right, we know short stops are here, right? We trade down and we trade up. Buyer stops are here. So underneath here, short sellers come in. Above here, longs come in. So we trade down, chop, 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 chop. Shorts chase. They take a breakout short right near the lows. Breakout short near the lows. All the other shorts, their stops are here. So we return inside. Breakout shorts start to shit themselves. Fuck, I need to start covering. I'm in trouble here. I got this wrong. Buyers who are smart, i.e. Foster Scott, start getting long. Whose pain's here? The short sellers. So what do you get here? Short sellers stop out. Buyers come into the market. Boom. Simple as that. It's the same thing every single time frame. Once you understand structure, once you understand that all this is a game of liquidity and stops. That's all this is. Same thing here this morning. Here is your range, right? Short stops are here. Buyers are looking for breakout above. Buyers stops are here. Sellers are looking for a breakout below. Range, 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 range. All the time it's doing this, building shorts in here, building longs in here. Break above, longs get trapped, trying to force the breakout. Shorts get stopped out. They stop out. When a short stops out, he becomes a buyer. What does that mean? It means you can slap him the other side, buyers in the market, short stop out, buyers in the market, sellers come in, equal positioning, get their price that they want. Rotation, 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 rotation. Buyers stops are now here. They become sellers in the market. Smart money's already short. Boom, down. It's that simple. That's how simple the market is once you understand structure. Everything else is about trading the same thesis on higher time frame levels for confluence. Everything else. That's why I don't like getting too zoomed in to this right here. It's why I'm looking at the higher time frame. Look at this higher time frame, blue line, H1 trend, soaked, broke down to higher time frame demand, H1 wick. This right here is an RBS level. We can see this level on the higher time frame right here. This wick, soaked, right? Shorts become buyers. Simple. Apparently, support and resistance doesn't work. Well, you could have fooled me because I'm pretty sure this trend line worked, this trend line worked, this resistance becomes support worked. We reclaimed this trend line, this trend line. So ICT, who the fuck are you, mate? You are an unprofitable bullshit trader making stuff up because this is how the market works. It shows you every single day. Every single day, it's showing you the same thing. It is not a one single algorithm in the chart. It is very, very classic moves in the market. Simple as that. I'll be calm now and try not to piss everyone else off. Rant over. Miguel C. Patience is what makes you profitable once you have your strategy. Yeah, absolutely. Khalees, the Discord is only for people who've done the course. All right, it's only for people who've done the course. It's not about the monthly fee. It's for free once you do the course. The reason for this is that I need everyone in that Discord to understand my method of teaching, to understand what we're looking at, because it means everyone is in a cohesive support mechanism where they're all trading the same way. So if I step away, someone can make a call out of what they're looking for. Everyone can support them. If I don't do that and you don't understand how I trade and everyone else trades, then we just get a pool of traders who are all looking at something different. That's the only reason that is for members only. Right? It's the only reason you have to do the course to get it. And then it's free. Once you've done the course, it's free. I never charge a monthly fee on that. But rant over. I'll be calm now. I'll be calm. Honestly, I'll be calm. Also, notice, what did we say about the H1? If H1 wants to reprice after this huge kill, we can reprice. There's the wick. We can think about this whole move from today's session, right? This is the high of the session. Come on, Mr. Fibonacci, where have you gone? This is the high of session to the low of the session, and we're trading back up towards value at 50%. So never feel like you need to rush into the market at the open. It's the other big mistake a lot of traders make. They rush into the market at the open feeling like they need to push a button. If you waited today, it set up some nice trends for you, didn't it? It set up some nice plays for you. It set up some nice plays for you. It might set up some more nice plays for you. It might get stuck here, come underneath and retest this again. But it will set up plays for you. The longer you let the market build liquidity, the more obvious the levels are going to be. Right? We know buyers are stuck up here. We know sellers are stuck down there. It's that simple. So where don't I want to trade? I don't really want to trade the middle unless I really think that we are going to do momentum all the way to the upside. Where I really want to trade from is from this to this. From this to this. Yeah. Now, outside of the New York session, where were sellers? Red box, where were sellers? Buyers. Blue box, where do I want to trade from? From this to this. From this to this. Until proves otherwise. We get under this, we reject it. This would become a red box, sellers back in control, and we trade down to the next level. Right, just trade level to level. Stop worrying about getting these tiny, tiny little moves. If you start entering in good areas, once momentum's on your side, everything becomes easier. Every single thing will become easier. Nice, Miguel. Good work. Good work. I've left you on the wrong flipping chart, haven't I, while I've been ranting? So it's trying to create higher lows here. It's flipped the flow zones. It's trying to create this, and it's trying to aim for these stops. 585, 592, 605, 625, VWAP 600. It's trying to do IB to VWAP. It's trying to do failed auction outside of initial balance, trade back to VWAP. Get through this, maybe squeeze out above, base above and hold this, then all the way back to IB high and supply. That's what it's trying to do, right? But the probable move is into here. At this point, if it fails back down here, I'd be very worried about this at that point. Using this liquidity, if it expresses, if it goes like a train up here and comes back down, I'd be worried about that coming later in the session. But so far, longs look good. Longs are now in control. Shorts are absolutely stuck. Why would I be thinking about shorting this here? I wouldn't. We're back inside the initial balance. Initial balance rules apply. This is a failed auction. This is a reclaim. Where's the liquidity? Hello. What do I want to do? Here. Boom. That's what it wants to do. It's telling you all the time what it wants to do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and on ES is interesting. Like, you've got these those inside bars printed on a 5-minute from like 10:45 and 10:40 this morning. That sort of block there, and then 10:20. You start flipping 91. Was that previous day close? What is that? It can't be PDC. It must be PDO. Previous day open. You start flipping 91 and a squeeze is on there. And ES probably much stronger right now from... Hang on one sec. Let's have a look. Get the fingers up. If we look at the sectors right now, get out of it. You guys see that? Right, we look at the sectors right now. All green. Other than tech, all green. What does that mean? 3/4, or maybe even more than that, of the market is green, which means SPY and ES should have relative strength because Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, much heavier weighted in the Qs than they are in the SPY. SPY, financials, big green. Healthcare, big green. Consumers, big green. What does that mean? SPY, RTY, YM, relative strength. But what do I know? I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just a YouTuber. So looking good here for continuation. That flag held. Lovely confluence here. That was a little trap here. Beautiful under this wick. Into IB. Into H1 trend. Reclaim. Let's go. Let's go upside. Looks very, very good here for you. Hopefully lots of you are still long in this. Looking for that move to VWAP. And then I'd be holding runners. Hold runners for the liquidity above. You know where the stops are. You can see it here. Think about if you were short, where your stops would be. They'd be on these wicks. Khalees, yeah, I know. I know. Well, what do? I don't like. Shall I make it private? Maybe I'll make a private room. YouTube just for people in the room. Looking good here for the squeeze. You look very good here, guys. And some liquidity coming on the book. 650, 675, 700, 750, all on the book. Around 50 lots, most of those. Yeah, looking good. Looking good. Foster Scott, looking good. So I'll just watch that move into PDO. But like that last push and pull on the 5-minute, what bar is that? That 11:30 bar, I really like the look of on the ES. Looks really good, that break above the IB, the soak back into IB, the hold and the flag and the go. You look very, very good. Now repricing everything to the upside. So all these guys are about to get flipping nailed. Who would have guessed that? What's this trend line with the dollars in? That's telling you where their stops are. We're now going to go and absolutely cause pain. Now, if we start basing out there for long enough, then where is the next level to go to? Just let me think what this might look like if we do it. Okay, thanks very much. Okay, otherwise, fail break, trade back inside, be very cautious. So your long location's getting worse and worse by the second because we're in a squeeze right now. So don't get FOMO, don't chase the market. I'm just going to wonder what this is. IB low to VWAP. Some smart guy said it. Looking very good. So how can you help me if I'm giving you this for free? Well, you can use my codes. That's one way of helping me. If you want to use Tradeify or Apex and use code FCT, I get a little kickback on that. That will help me support the channel. If you want to learn more and do the course and you want these flow zones and Discord, then you can just do the course. One-time fee, that's all it's going to cost you, $6.49. One-time fee, no monthly fees, nothing like that. And I will teach you everything you've learned today and a whole lot more. It's a 20-hour course. And the squeeze continues. So VWAP about to be tagged here and the lower time frame algo. Big level here in towards 600. Remember, whole number there at 600 as well. And then you're just thinking about continuation. Can it hold its gains for continuation? I've never asked or thought about it. Seems like a lot of people like to trade with them, so maybe I should. I can reach out to them. I haven't traded with them though, so I can't say if they're good, but I know a few people in the stream use them. So VWAP about to be tagged here. So again, it doesn't look like much. This doesn't feel like much, but this right here is 200 flipping points. So even this right here is 80 points. So even if you took that with a micro, it is good money. So through 600 now, the next stop level will be 626. It's taken everyone out. The next one it wants to reach for is 626, 627, somewhere up there. This wick right here. And then we've got this New York Open, right? This was the New York Open today. Reprice over that can be very, very bullish. Short's definitely in a hole right now. What did I say when we were down here? Short location is terrible at that point. Five minutes left and I'm going to get off. So any questions that you want to ask them now before I leave. So you'd really want to see this hold this kind of level here, right? Remember what I said, if you don't hold this and hold it like this, you have to be very aware about this move here. Take profit trader, you can use flow zone. I think it's just flow zone. Target met, yeah, lovely work, Foster Scott. Into the top of those 5 minutes. Good work in towards 90. Lovely, lovely work. Win number 12 today, Jeff. Jesus. The guy's on fire. Great work. BU, green on the day. No worries. Look forward to working with you. So are they going to hold VWAP now? Remember, you're coming into lunch now. You're coming into that new hourly bar. And what have we just done on the hourly bar? Oh my days. Have we just repriced that whole hour? Yes, we have. We just repriced it. All right, so next stop, if it can continue, will be point of control 662. There you go. Range rotation. Red box to blue box. Range rotation. Squeeze is on here. These shorts are in max pain. So you'd be looking for a trade Now you want to take a partial through 626 and then just hold your runners. See if it wants to go all the way up to high of day. See if it wants to go all the way up to high of day. Cannot be chasing this long now. You will get yourself stuck. FZT is the code with Apex. I don't think they have an 80% yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Have a look. Oh, they do. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yep. So code FZT with Apex. Thanks, Khalees. $21,564. Yeah, nice. Somewhere around here, holding flow zones. Remember this right here, 25 is their stops basically. Tapping into them, or 27. Let me get zoomed in here. Tapped right into it. I think we popped this 26, 25. It's literally exactly where their stops were. Tap, 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 tapping away. Maybe one pull back and push back in, and then through that, your runners into high of day. But definitely don't want to be entering long now in this market. It's done a big recovery. This is the next target if it's going to hold. But remember, this is pretty straight up. So if it wants to do this, great. If it does this, no bueno. It's key. It should just pop these stops first before it does anything else. Should make sure everyone's out of the market. If I'm doing 50K, it's normally just one. So I'm normally trading. It depends if I'm adding into my winner and what account. If I'm trading Traderfy or Apex. If I'm trading Apex, often I'm just like 3 to 5 in total. It's all you need. If I'm trading Traderfy and I don't need to worry about the trailing drawdown, it's a little bit different. And I'll trail that stop, especially with Apex. If I start to extend violently, I'm trailing that stop, especially if I've got any size on. Almost into the new hour. So just be aware, you're almost into the new hour. You're back into the consolidation area from earlier today and last night and the previous day. So we're right back into that sort of consolidation zone. Remember, you have Apple earnings tonight. And that is going to be it for me, team. Lovely work today. Congratulations. I think absolutely everyone in here has made money today. So hopefully some of you have learned a lesson or two along the way. We'll be back again tomorrow. Same thing over and over again. Do me a favor, share my channel with your mates. All right, I'd love to just build this channel out a bit. It is pretty depressing watching these shit traders with like 5,000 people watching them and they're talking them into bad trades. So I'd love to build this channel out. So if you guys can help me and validate, then I'd be very thankful. And the faster it builds, the more likely I am to be able to do freebies like we talked about earlier in the week. Already in talks with my partners to get some free evals and stuff like that for you all. No worries, buddy. Lovely work, Foster Scott. All right. Love you all. Be safe. Be smart. All the usual stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9:15, 9:20. All right. And let's have a good Friday. Let's close out the week strong. All right. Let's close out this week strong. Don't do anything stupid over lunch, right? Expect the liquidity to dry up. Be smart. We've had some nice moves today. Ask yourself, do you need to be here any longer? Peace and love.